What you those people? How's it going, people? Master Mood here, bringing you my Titanfall Beta impressions video. Now, this video is a bit late. I did take my time in making this video, and the reasons for that were number one, YouTube's flooded with Titanfall videos, especially from my channel as well, and other people's channels, and their impression videos. So what I did was I thought I'd take a bit of time out and give you a couple of weeks down the line, and I think now's the right time because we're 2 weeks before the official launch, and the hype for the beta is gone now, at least for me as well, because when you play a new game, as soon as you start playing it, always fantastic. It's the best game in the world, it's the best game you've ever played, and you can't fault it. So what I did was I thought I would bring you my impressions video a little bit late so I can give you an unbiased opinion and literally think about every single aspect of the game. Now, I hope this video isn't too long. This video consists of my own gameplay, some little clips I've pulled out of some of my most favourite matches and moments in the game, so that you're not bored out of your brains. So it's just not one Titanfall wallpaper and I'm just commentating over that Titanfall wallpaper. I'm going to actually give you real gameplay from me, and now that I feel, because I've played the game myself, I can actually give you my experience and not someone else's experience and opinions, and making it in a way biased. Now, as you know, Respawn Entertainment, they're a small company of less than 100 people, so they made this game multiplayer focused. I had no issues with that because personally, when I play a shooter, I don't buy a shooter for its single player, I buy it for its multiplayer. That's the whole point of it. And because Respawn were the original Infinity Ward, they made their mark on multiplayer shooters. So making this a single player experience and a multiplayer experience wouldn't have done this game any justice. They focused more and allocated their resources and their team and made them work hard on one aspect of the game, multiplayer. So that meant that if they focused on a single player as well, both of them wouldn't have been as polished as they could have been if they'd just done it one instead of the other, if that makes sense. So they didn't do it for a full package, because they even said it's actually quite hard to sell the game because there's no single player. But from what I've seen and from what I've actually played myself, this beta is probably the most polished and the most bug-free beta I've ever played. Almost in the sense that this doesn't even feel like a beta, this just feels like a demo to Salus, and it's a bloody excellent demo, because I'm sure they were all content locked and finished, and I think a couple of days ago they officially announced that this game has gone gold, which basically means it's full for release. The Xbox even got a price drop, which I don't think I'm happy about because I paid the full price, and you get a free Titanfall download with the bundle. So I'm a bit about that. But anyway, moving on to the game. When you first boot up the game, you're greeted with either jumping into the game straight away with the chosen game modes. I'll talk about that in a second. Or you can go through the tutorials. Now, I'm not really a big fan of tutorials. The only tutorials I actually like are Dota 2's tutorial. That was a very in-depth, great tutorial, making sure you're prepared for the game. Now, Titanfall gave you two tutorials. One was for the pilots, and one was for the Titans. Now, those tutorials were so good, so well thought out and well made. They engaged me. They allowed me to understand the mechanics of parkour, the wall running, the jumping, the weapons that are at your disposal for taking Titans out, etc. And for the Titans, it allowed me to know how the thruster packs work, so I can move out the way, my weapons, my choice of perks or anything else that the Titans could use at their disposal. So that was excellent. They talked you through the mini maps, how the enemy looks on the mini map, etc, etc. So that was a very well done and well thought out tutorial, and I recommended everyone, well, I recommend, because the beta's finished now, you guys should have gone into that if you didn't, because it was a very well done and well thought out tutorial. Now, I want to get one thing out the game out the way, sorry, not the game, out the way straight away, and that's the graphics. The graphics look nice. They're not up there with Battlefield, and like really great graphics, but the graphics are good. Is this a next generation shooter? Possibly. I'm not too sure yet, but the visuals do look very good. At least, I will say this, at least the bloody how this game actually works than Battlefield having all these lovely graphics and being buggy as how, which pissed me off because that game is terrible to me. I can't play that game anymore. I've just given up on it because of the bugs. So, good presentation. The palette is a bit, you know, not colourful, not too colourful, and not too dry. But you also got to think about it this way: we're in urban environments that have actually gone through decay and have a bit of history. And that's another good thing about this game. Even though it's multiplayer, the maps and the way the objectives are shown and what what the people in the intercoms tell you to do, they give you a kind of narrative gameplay, which is great. And the maps, the way they are, like some of the maps are really messed up. It gives you a sense that this map has been through shit. Something's happened here that's made the maps into this kind of thing. It's dried out. There's flipping grass all over half of inside of the buildings. So it hasn't been kept. It hasn't been maintained. So that's a good narrative aspect in my sense as well. And in my opinion, done very well. There's only 2 maps, obviously, so I can't speak for every single map. Apparently, there's going to be about 16 maps in the game. But the maps that they did give us were greatly balanced. There were sections where pilots can only go to, and where pilots are more dominant and will have more of a advantage. And there are some sections of the map where the pilot's at most advantage, and where a pilot can basically be free and more maneuverable. Now, I want to talk about, because I was talking about the Titans and the pilots, I found that this game is the purest cat and mouse gameplay I have seen and played in. You get games like Battlefield and other games where you have tanks and jets and everything. In my opinion, they're much harder to take down than the Titans are. When you're a pilot, you've got so many weapons to kill a Titan with. I use the arc grenades the most, because I found that they would take down the shields of the Titans, then I could quickly get my rocket launcher and then blow them up. And that was I can't tell you how satisfying it is, because as you can see now, I've went in the air, I've jumped in, I was about to shoot the guy's brains out on the Titan, but then obviously the Titan was already dying. Now, they're not overpowered at all. Because this game has parkour. Now the parkour in this game is so fluid. I thought when I went in there, the mechanics and the controls would be so like clumsy and flimsy, but they're not. Very well thought out, very fluid. Now when you're a Titan and you're trying to shoot a pilot, if your pilot's parkouring, like running off walls and running along them and jumping off and bouncing off everywhere, it's very hard to keep your aim and shot at the pilot, because your Titans are slow. They're powerful, yet they're slow. So you have the pilots who are fast and weak, but then you have the Titans who are slow and strong. That's perfectly balanced, because you try shooting at a Titan and him trying to run away, it's going to take a bit of time for him to actually get out of your line of sight, because he's so flipping huge. So that balance was great. I didn't think they were overpowered at all, and I actually spent most of my time. Oh, look at that throw. I love how you can just throw pilots out of their Titans. Anyway, I love how it's just perfectly balanced. I spent more time as a pilot than I did a Titan. Even when I did have the opportunity to get in my Titan, I would just put that into AI mode, which brings me on to another positive point about Titanfall. When you get a Titan, that Titan is yours. It's not no one else's. It's not like a care package in Call of Duty where if you die, someone can just jack it from you before you get the chance of getting back to it. No, when you call in your Titan, there's a force field around your Titan, and then once that force field goes, it turns into AI mode. Now you have the option to just leave it like that, or engage guard mode, which is exceptionally useful when you're playing certain game modes like Hardpoint. For example, my team wasn't doing that great in one of my hardpoint matches, so what I did was I got out of my Titan and I made my Titan stay at C point, while I went and captured a point. Now that's very good, because then all the pilots and the AI that were trying to go to capture C, my Titan was taken care of, and the Titan AI, you can say what you want about the grunts, but the Titan AI is very good. They will attack you and they will kill you, so do not think that these AI Titans are anything to look down your nose at. So that was very good. And if not, if you want your Titan to be like your kind of backup just in case there's some enemy that you didn't see and you want them to kill them, you can engage it in follow mode, which you just press down on the D-pad and it engages it into follow mode, so your Titan would actually follow you, so no one can take your Titan. There will be nothing more frustrating than someone trying to take your Titan. So that was good. It engages in this AI mode, so you don't feel like you've lost your Titan if you get out of it. Because I actually preferred being a pilot, because I'm much faster. I thought I survived more. Don't get me wrong, I had some epic Titan kill streaks which I've posted already, I'm sure, and I will post soon. I've got some more gameplay, and I'm going to give you the full gameplays of these little clips that I'm going to upload as well. So really, you weren't just waiting for your Titan to spawn, and you weren't waiting to call your Titan in. You actually enjoyed being a pilot as well, at least from my experience. So I did spend more time as a pilot. Now, which brings me on to another thing now, because I was talking about rewards. There are no kill streaks in the game. The only reward you get for playing good is winning the game and getting your Titan. I think the Titan is 3 minutes until your Titan spawns. If you kill some AI and kill some human players, that'll decrease your time for your Titan to spawn in. And then once you get your Titan, obviously you can wreak havoc and like kick ass. So there was no incentive for people to camp, because I said this before in my other video, that the reason why Call of Duty is so full of campers is because you've got too many kill streaks making people camp, because they don't want to run and get killed and have their kill streak set to 0. So everyone will get a Titan because it's on a timer, and everyone won't go into a game thinking, oh, that sucks, man, he got a Titan and I didn't. Every single person will get a Titan. So what have I talked about? I've talked about map design, parkour, okay. The AI. I'm not talking about the Titan AI, I'm talking about the little grunts that you have. Now, these little grunts, in a way, they're like the minions and those other ones. I forgot they're called the grunts as well. I think they're called the minions and grunts from Dota 2 and League of Legends. They're just there, in my opinion, for cannon fodder. They're just there as filler, because you have 6v6 maps, which in my opinion I had no problem with, because I feel that if you had more than 6v6 it will ruin the gameplay, because each person has a Titan, like I said, and these maps are a good size for the Titans, because the Titans are so big. So having more than 6v6 would have ruined the gameplay for me. Now, some people argue that these AI don't do what they're supposed to do, but for goodness sake, they do what they're supposed to do. They're filler, they're cannon fodder, they're supposed to be there for something to kill. And I'm sorry, it is what's the word I'm looking for? It is satisfying to kill AI, because it makes you feel like a badass, like you're invincible, because they don't do nothing. Sometimes they look at you, sometimes they shoot you, sometimes they just wait for you to hit them. But I did see, however, AI fighting other AI, and it's so good to like have a fist fight and everything, and kick each other and do some like ninja like, maneuvers and everything. So that was really good. But I have also seen AI grunts actually attack other Titans, and I've actually seen AI grunts kill other players and other Titans, because they've all got their rocket launchers out, so they do their part. And another thing is, you have normal grunts and you have these little Spectre robot ones. You can actually hack the robots, and then they'll go around hacking other enemy robots, and then they'll fight for you, which is a good feature. The only issue that I had with these bots were, apart from the Spectre ones, because they look like robots, the grunts look like you. So just say if you're going in a room and you have one pilot and 3 grunts, you're going to want to kill the pilot first, because the grunts won't shoot at you and hit you so bad and hurt you and kill you. So that gave me an issue where I thought a grunt was a human player, and when I shot him I killed the grunt, but then the human player realized that I was in the room and he killed me. That's very frustrating. So in my opinion, if they could change the way the grunts looked, so that we can easily distinguish them from the AI, them from the human player, sorry, then I'll be a bit more satisfied with the AI. I think there is a perk that shows you, which permanently has the AI on the map, but still, when you're not paying attention to the minimap and you're looking around your environments, then you're obviously going to need to see and have a big differentiation, if that's a word. Well, you have to differentiate more between the pilots and the AI. If they can do that by, I don't know, making them all look like robots or different, then I'll be happy. Another issue is the servers. I never had an issue when it was a closed beta, because I always said this game should have been an open beta, and I knew they were going to do something like this. They kept it closed so they can, I mean, Vincent Pella was giving out loads of codes online and everything. I got my code in my email a day late, and once 2 days when on Monday I think he opened the beta to everyone. So I think what they did was they kept it closed so that little bit of people can come in that they've chosen, and that if there's any issues with the servers, then they can iron out them bumps and then bam, make it an open beta. And I think when they made that an open beta and everyone was flooding into the servers, that really did stress the servers out. But having said that, Microsoft have the best dedicated servers in the world. From the statistics that I've seen, I didn't have any issues that much about lag. I think in this game, in this video, you're going to see some issues where it's blatant lag. But apart from that, apart from those one or two lag spikes that I had, apart from that, the servers were great. I didn't feel like I got outplayed. When I shot someone, the bullets connected and they died. They died very quickly, but I don't know how they've done it. You live longer, but you also die quickly when you're shot at. So I think the AI do a good part in making you survive more on the map. So the servers you will get, not that much lag at all. What else was I going to talk about? Yeah, there's this feature that they've got in the game called burn cards. I don't really think burn cards have a place in this game. I personally didn't use them because when I died I just wanted to jump back straight in the game and not mess around with any buttons or burn cards and go through them and pick them. So I didn't really use the burn cards that much. Some of them are overpowered. I think you can spawn in a Titan straight away, so you can just wreak havoc when at the start of a game and be a Titan and no one else can be. So I think that will be an issue. I did play with, the main Titan you get is Atlas, but I did play with Strider, which is the fast one. Oh my god, I died straight away. He's very weak, but he's very fast. I didn't get a chance to play with the Ogre, which is very slow and strong, but I like the way they've actually balanced the Titans themselves. Personally, I think Atlas is the best because he's the most balanced one, and he's just the default one that you get from the start. Anyway, the weapons that you get as a Titan are great as well. I didn't like the cannon that had the spiraling missiles. I think that was too slow. The machine gun's alright against like AI and human players, but if you want to pack a real punch, I think the 40mm cannon was the best one for me and my favorite. So to round up, guys, oh, and another thing, it's not crammed full of features for feature's sake. Now the reason I say that is when you get a new Call of Duty coming out, they add loads of features on there just to make it a new experience, like more kill streaks, more this, more that. But in my experience and in my opinion, that ruins the game because you're adding too much in and it makes it so difficult to balance. That's what I love about this game. There's no kill streaks, there's nothing extra in this game. It's just good old fashioned shooting. The Titans are your reward, fast paced, great map design. AI isn't too difficult. Well, AI isn't too clever. They're just right in my opinion. The AI Titans, they do a good job. The gameplay is balanced. There's less campers because they've got less incentive to camp because everyone's gonna get a Titan. So all in all, a positive experience for me. Now, I've rambled on for a lot, guys. I hope I didn't talk too much and bore you guys to death, but I'm gonna cut it short here. In summary, it's amazing. 2 weeks until the game comes out. When it does come out, I'm going to give you another impressions video of the final product, giving you more videos of the weapons, hopefully, because I gave you the same old weapons over and over again because I like the SMG and the assault rifle the most. Sniping, I don't think it has a place in this game because unless you're a very good sniper, because the game is so fast paced. But all in all, see this lag spike here. All in all, very positive, very impressed. The most buggyless beta I've ever played. It's very polished. You can tell everything was well thought out, and as you see here now, when you lose a game, you don't really lose a game. because it gives you the incentive. Oh, you've lost, but you're also winning. When your Titan's destroyed, you can get out your Titan as a pilot and run away. That, see, look at this lag spike. That helps you in the sense that, okay, I've lost the battle, but I haven't lost the war, so you can kill the Titan. And then when you lose the match, you can escape via a dropship and evacuate. So again, you've lost the match, but if you escape without the enemy killing you, then it feels like you've won because they couldn't get you. So I think it's well thought out, great game, great beta, and I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to bring you guys the official release with all the content, and hopefully EA don't fuck this up. This is the only franchise they've got that they haven't fucked up now, so hopefully Titanfall 2 or Titanfall down the line doesn't get wrecked up because EA want to grab all your money. So that's all I've got to say, guys. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please do like, comment and subscribe, and until the next video, guys, take care.
IMC dropship has arrived. Take it out before it gets